Okay, welcome to episode 79 of my modded Factorio run with the 248k run on a ribbon world. We've got a tiny little train grid which is kind of bad and only just fits trains, but the idea was, can we make it work? And the idea is, yeah, it looks like we can, and now we're trying to do mega base stuff with trains with one locomotive and four wagons, so let's see how that works. Last time we got a bunch of stuff together, we did do some interesting things in between. Most of the new rocket part builds are kind of stamped out here, but not really. We need to go and put these things in and plug things in, and like train stations all need names, and so they can do a bunch of stuff, and this not needs to be, it needs to not be doing that yet. That is a trick for when we have broken the grid later, but at the moment it's just a pain. And then we've also got, we've got to go and finish the rest of these builds. We need to go and take bots the things they need. We've also got way too many beacons than our beacon count. That's not the thing. We've got, way more beacons than we can actually support. So we're going to have to do something about that as well. We've got a plan. And other things that happened in between. We now have two of these exotic exotic material Kovarex loops going at speed 5, because we fully beaconed these things to the extent that, there's a beacon that's fine. This is, I mean, maybe I could have, would have there been a way to have beaconed those harder? Maybe? Probably not with, whatever, it's fine. Speed 5, I mean, there's nearly enough stuff to kick off a third copy of these, but I need not just the exotic material to initiate the process. Why do I have... I don't need all those, and I definitely don't need 2 copies there. I also need all the exotic matter to build all these modules that go into these centrifuges, and I don't think I have quite that much yet. So nice little steel train doing its chaos steel thing. We want to go and get the things. I think this is most of the stuff. I had bots bring me most of the stuff I needed to do this build out to the west. Just noticed that there wasn't actually a thing for oil processing facilities. We're going to need those. And then what was, so there's a lot of speed module 2s here, because the base is also just struggling for having enough speed module 3s at the moment. Is it? Yeah, it still is. And so a lot of these things that are blinking are either... a lot of modules that don't have beacons also... a lot of modules that don't have beacons, because the modules don't exist yet, and they don't have, beacons that don't have modules as well. And then also, some of the blinking is... Where is the fiberglass build? The fiberglass build, with a bunch of, upgrade planner things that I downgraded some of these... that I downgraded some of these 3s to 2s, because I was building this out, and, didn't need it, because it's full, because we're not using it. Do we even have trains? We don't have trains. We've got to do some train things as well. But this setup is now, less ugly. I'm doing a thing. I propose that this is, in fact, a fully compressed... Oh, it's not. Because they are all speed 1s, and I'm pretty sure all of these need to be... In fact... oh no, this is actually, this should work. Probably I didn't downgrade plan any of these, because these weights were all calculated to be... So this is output full crafting speed 2, crafting speed 2.2. This needs to be crafting speed 2.4 if I'm fully utilizing all of this. But also, this station is filled up. All of this stuff is filled up. I think we're going to do... we are going to need these, all of the ones in the crushing fiberglass place, as opposed to the glass manufactory. All of these will eventually need to be speed 3s, and there's a couple that aren't so cool. Let's go and take a bunch of stuff out there and get things built. Also, for other exciting reasons, do I not have an assembler? I will require an assembler. Then I will require, I think, 3 requester chests, because I would like bots. Because I think this thing has a large enough construction time that each of these will get exactly the request I need to make one silo. And I think I'd like 3 more silos. I think we're just going to put more silos out to the side. Oh, I think also things that changed were, yeah, we're still low on rocket fuel because we've got to go and do the rocket fuel build. All of these filters to not make exotic science when we don't have enough space science, they're back on, so we're not making exotic science. And then also, we don't really have a whole lot of this sitting around, which was also why we are doing worker speed, because, you know, we're doing bot builds, worker speed will be a useful thing to have. Yeah, so that's all. That's reminded me of the other thing I was going to do, because we don't have nearly enough electric engines there. However, we should have somewhere, and somewhere might just be like right here, a space where we have lubricant, which means that... Can I space those differently? I mean, the answer is going to be definitely yes. Is this a... This is a better space, so it is no. Because we can have... Okay, I guess you're getting 3 of those and 1 of those, because that's what I have. And then you want to be making me electric engines. Yes. And then we want one of these here as well. We want a passive provider chest. We want a requested chest. We want... You guys are getting stack inserters, because that's what I got. And you are requesting not very much stuff, to be honest. I guess you are a kind of slow process, and I kind of don't care, because this is also a thing that's just going to take as long as it does, and we'll be fine. And let's also just have a lot of electric engines, because I think the place I'm currently building electric engines is, yeah, over here. These two, in fact, we can get rid of the... I don't actually think we need to get rid of these two at all, because these two are also making the electric engines for all of these drone parts, but also all of this science is getting all of the drone parts that aren't drifting past because you're not getting... Oh, output full. Wait, why is your output full? Why do... What aren't you getting? Is it neodymium? There's no... I'm not seeing a whole lot of neodymium on the inside of this belt, so maybe I'm just... Okay, in that case... yeah, sure. I mean, we're going to rebuild purple science soon anyway, aren't we? So that's going to be a thing that we just, like, note and then do something about. I'm pretty sure that I have forgotten something that I will need to do this build. In fact, let's grab a bunch of beacons. Let's grab a bunch of speed 3 modules. We don't have many of them anyway. This box here has a bunch of beacons. Yeah, then we will need... Yeah, we can need a bunch of stuff. We're going to go kind of backwards and forwards. We're going to go and wander. I did need a bunch of trains as well. Okay, let's get train stuff. 7 trains, which means we need like 7 of these, and then 18 is actually the right number. We're going to need a bunch of train fuel, of which we should have a pile in the network. And yeah, let's wander all the way out here and give the bots some of the things they need, and set up some train stations and see if we can make some of these things run. Actually, let's start all the way out here, because it takes a while to get enough heat into these star engines. Yeah, it takes a while, especially if I put the thermochemical separators down, which I might, because we're not really that careful about it, to get enough heat to kick all the star engine stuff off, because it's all the heat pipes. The thermochemical separators are, yeah, not in play because we haven't done the rest of the blueprint, because we kind of need to build everything else. Are we waiting on offshore pumps? I don't think we're waiting on offshore pumps. We're waiting on landfill, though, which is an issue. Okay, let's check whether or not this mall, and it's just here, we are in fact out of landfill. Okay, so we might end up immediately forgetting landfill and needing to go back to the base to get more landfill. That's not entirely surprising. But yeah, I don't know if I had all of this. So this is a very similar looking setup to the existing star engine that we already have. We have a star engine at the top that will eventually be making copper, and we will make all of the LDS, all of these nuclear assembly machines doing their fancy mod recipe for LDS just being wild. And yeah, so we'll make all that copper from a star engine. I don't remember whether or not we fully use the copper from the ratios from this anyway, but also that's still like 11 belts of copper, 11 blue belts of copper coming out of a star engine going into an LDS recipe that is more efficient than vanilla, so that's a lot. And then also the other thing I decided we were going to do, yeah, there's another tech somewhere that we're not at yet, which is star engine steel, which is an outrageously good recipe. Because, yeah, so 500 iron ore turns into 500 steel, which is the same rate of star engine stuff as for iron plates. We just get steel instead, which is amazing. So we're going to steel engine, yeah, that's what this is. This is going to be, actually not this, this is just a protium source. This here will be, actually, where is the build spider? Build spider can come over here and I can just sit in it and drive around. Yeah, this will be a source of steel via the star engine. And probably I should just give the bots this stuff, never mind. Yeah, so we're going to get steel here, and also over here we are going to use the same logistics network to do steel, and also the LDS. So I need a lot more boxes as well, and charging stations. Maybe I should be making a list, not going to. So yeah, so over here we've got these assemblers I will set to the star engine steel recipe when we get it, which we don't, and we're going to have a steel station that just does a whole lot of steel here, and then we're going to have 2 LDS stations because LDS. Is that? Did I don't remember whether I wanted. Yeah, this is an LDS request station, sure. So we gotta, yeah, let's plug all of the stuff in. If we've got all of, yeah, we should have that, and then we also need to, yeah, make all that stuff work fine. If we've got all of the offshore pumps in play, was there supposed to be an offshore pump here? Somewhere I should have. Is it this one? Yes, a blueprint that will landfill everything else. And we did in fact drop. We should have offshore pumps here and here, which is a bit of a pain. Do I have offshore pumps? No. Okay. Actually, I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot, because this one is the steel star engine, and I don't think I'm going to be using 11 blue belts of steel. That's just kind of ridiculous. So I think I'm happy not having all of the protium I need for steel, and instead realizing that I'm dropping down a bunch more landfill, and landfill was one of the things we needed to bring with us. Okay, cool. So, yeah, great. Good job. Yeah, and then also all of these things are still on the main network. So the other thing we've got to do before we actually before we start requesting trains in here, before we change these train station names and assign trains to these things, is we've got to... is that true? That's not what I want to do at all. I wanted to basically, yeah, somewhere over here there's a... This is a buffer chest, and I kind of wanted to give bots all the things they might need to get... What else do you guys need? You needed the oil processing facilities, you needed the thermochemical separators. I don't think you need beacons. I think that's most of oil refineries. I think I do want some... Do I actually have radar coverage here yet? I don't think I do. I think I've got the Spidertrons and that's it. So here seems... Actually, down here seems like a decent place for a radar if we, radars are, not actually going to be a thing. I'm not actually sure if I like this at all. I mean, there's a lot of beacons, that's fine. This oil is, yeah, we've got a train station here that will receive oil, as well as this oil, which is where all these pump jacks are connected, which is fine. Probably a bot was flying along with... What else are bots complaining about not having? Charging stations, modules, and then is it the nuclear assemblers they're complaining about not having? Is it the crushers that they're complaining about not having? What part of what? There's a couple of these buildings that look kind of the same. So the fiberglass is fine. There's no other flashing in the rest of the base, so it is a thing out here that I have to figure out what building I need. I don't think I'm doing anything with it. Okay, let's get back on the train, having given all the bots all the things they need, and try and figure out what. It must be a nuclear assembler, right? Maybe we can figure it out by. Yeah, the crushing factories look kind of similar to the nuclear assembling machines. One of them, okay, so the crushing factory has kind of a little square shadow in the middle. Does this have, so these are the crushing factories. They do have the darker square in the middle. Okay, fine. Yeah, so, can we also send, actually, this is what I was going to do first. A thing that I've just realized will be a good idea is, over here, we can go here first. Because one of these somewhat suboptimal setups of this kind of depot thing is anything that comes back. Yeah, so there's actually not a lot of stuff here at the moment. It was going to be anything that the bots bring back here will end up in the train rather than in the station. Yeah, it will end up getting put in the train and dragged back here, whereas what I really want at this point, you've also got a bunch of speed 3 modules, so yeah, we're just going to send that train back over there because it's got some of the stuff we need. It doesn't have all of the stuff we need. We still have to set up train stuff. Are we close to... Where are those exotic Kovarex centrifuges? They're in here. 13 and 13. I reckon that's actually enough to kick off another one of these builds. Where will this... Yeah, sure. Let's get rid of these poles. Everything is connected anyway. We need to go and handcraft these modules, and then we need to go and... Oh, and also we... Oh, we do have speed 3 modules at the moment. That's good. And yeah, we've got to go and put the modules in this thing. We've got to go and... okay, handcraft the modules to put in this thing. We've then got to move some of these exotic materials around, but this will also increase our essentially free exotic matter input, which is going to be a thing. Okay, so all of these guys, yeah, we're just going to let that do a thing for a moment. I think it was 160 LDS from memory, and then like a bunch of module frames to go and craft, and I've got 8 of these things, which is not quite enough. Is this... That's done. I've got the inventory space, so that's nice. Oh yeah, and then I wanted... let's also... Wagons. Oh, I took all the train stuff, and then I didn't actually get all the wagons that I would also need. But sure. Okay, we're going to have... Yeah, these all need to go. Landfill was a thing that I wanted to take. I did want a bit more rail for reasons. And then also let's get... Yeah, let's just do this again. This is fine. We wanted crushing factories. We wanted another 6 crushing factories. We wanted... Why do I have normal assemblers over there at all? Normal inserters over there? Like, the whole point of... Like, we don't want to be taking normal inserters over here at all. Where even are the normal inserters? They're over here. Yeah, and we do actually want those ones to be normal inserters. Okay, fine. I've got normal inserters in... I don't have normal inserters in this box. Okay. Just do a thing. It's fine. It's not worth worrying about. Request chests. I believe I have a bunch of these guys over here as well. Actually, let's... Yeah, we're still going to be doing more mall stuff. So let's have, say, another 200 of these. Let's have this train come back, because then we can actually put a bunch of the stuff on that train instead. And then what else do we need? Still more landfill, charging stations. Those were the other things that I needed to remember. They're in the fission stage? Charging stations. 60, because we're going to be doing even more Roboport stuff. And then also, yeah, let's... Do I need... Am I setting up smelting anymore? I don't know if I need this particular setup anymore. But we're gonna presume that this guy's gonna continue to need another. Actually, let's have another 50 beacons, and then this request is done. But everything else can go in here. We'll just deal with this later. Charging stations, crushing factories. Yeah, we're gonna have a train filled with useful stuff. We're gonna get the next iteration of this exotic Kovarex online, and for that I need a couple more of these things. I don't need that many of them, but whatever. And then I need to go and get the exotic matter to... It's in the exotic stage, yeah. Yeah, I need to go and... Oh, first of all, create all the structured material. Deep space data cards. Do I even have deep space data cards at the moment? I keep forgetting I need the deep space data cards to do the things, and I need... Is there going to be enough? I think I need 8, don't I? No, because I want 4 modules. I actually need 16 deep space data cards, of which I have 12, and then, yeah. So I've got enough deep space data cards, so that's nice. Now we just need to go and get the structured matter from this build. Do we need to do that at all? I don't think we do. I think because I would rather leave and be doing something else. So I think... what we do is we have this one on combined up matter, and we give it a box of stuff. And then we have this one on these modules, and we give it all the stuff. And then, I don't have, yeah, whatever. Okay, this box is kind of in a silly place. And we want... Actually, this can be... Why don't I have... Yeah, we just don't have all the things that we really necessarily expect to have on the hotbar, but whatever. And then here we have, yeah, all the stuff. You have all the rest of the LDS, and then I need to get you 16? 2 structured matter. No, it's 32, isn't it? That's the wrong button. These things need 4 combined matter. Each combined matter needs 2, so that's 8 per module, and I want 4 modules. So that's going to be, yeah, 32 of this stuff. Yeah, so we're getting close to having the right amount. Yeah, 28, so we need another 4. And then we need to, yeah, so we've kind of just slowed this Kovarex down a bit, because some of these guys need to get their things back. But then also, we should be able to have, yeah, we're going to be able to take this stuff and put it here. And these guys are going to be completely useless because they don't have a productivity bonus until these guys get their stuff built. Oh, now they've got the productivity bonus. This is fine. Yeah, it was all, hey, I can leave and have them getting on with stuff and not worry about it. And then it turned out that they just got all their stuff done, and it's fine. Okay, what else? We needed to take actually quite a lot of landfill. I did have landfill elsewhere. Is there anything else I want this train to have? I kind of just wanted to get a lot more speed 3 beacons that I kind of don't have. What do you... Yeah, I think that's enough of that stuff. Okay, let's take all these trains back over to where we were trying to build all of the things. And then also this train... I mean, this train can just go backwards and forwards anyway. I mean, it won't because we've got a passenger present condition, but that's fine. And then we've got... Yeah, so this guy has nothing in it. This guy has a bunch of stuff we don't care about in it. Probably I could have left those there for when we wanted to kick off the third one. I mean, these ones are... Okay, so these are both still both running. So we've got... I mean, we're still going to have more of the down than up because we used one to make the modules rather than the other. But this also... Did these guys actually get enough? I don't think they actually got enough. No, we actually need to distribute this stuff better. We need to get, and actually it could be, how far am I away? Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to the core and distribute that matter better. Because we can have, these guys can, like we can, because of how these guys are flicking the matter from one type to the other, we can give it either type, and it will eventually get around the whole loop and keep running. But this one doesn't have any more of the the white to turn into black, which means it's going to just stop after it finishes this recipe, which will give this one a total of 6. And now these guys, yeah, this one will have 9, this one will have 6, neither of them will be running. Good job for not actually making the thing, but we do the expensive bit of getting the modules in place, so we kind of got to go back there and give it more of either type. And I do have enough of the white material to be able to get that loop going as well. Oh well. Yeah. Going backwards and forwards on trains, carrying things about is fine. Yeah, we were still... Actually, exactly the same thing I said 7 minutes ago. We kind of want to start with... And actually, yeah, we want to take this fuel as well. Because we want to be able to get these... This blueprint? Yeah, and also more beacon limits we need to try to find. Yeah, we kind of want to get heat into these things as quickly as possible, because that's also going to just continue to be a pain. Then over here we've got landfill, which is nice. And then I think we're going to need, yeah, we're going to need to bridge that gap to just just get the Spidertron over here. Do a thing with the Spidertron. Spidertron, come here. Where is... yeah, I'm using the other... I didn't bring these inserters either, did I? So that was also a cool move. Did I just put both of 99... Did it go in the Spidertron? Where did that other solid fuel go? I'm sure I had enough to fuel each of these things. And I saw 2 triggers for dropping an item. But I don't see it in the chests. And each of these only have 9, which means they got the right amount. Somehow I managed to yeet half a stack of fuel into the sea. Cool, fine. Okay, so all of these guys are getting heat in here. Is this the rest of this build done? Efficiency modules we need. And then also, you know, the rest of this build. We need to put the rest of this build in, now that it's got... Do I need these? I don't think I need this roboport here. Because this bit is just staying in the main roboport network. Yeah, those roboports we don't need. We do need to bring efficiency modules. We do need to have a little bit more landfill. Where is this thing? So it's right. It is right on the corner, yeah, because that's how that would work. This needs to go here, and then we need to connect some of these things for their circuit conditions, because this is partly set up to minimize fuel use, even though it doesn't really matter because I got so much fuel anyway. These inserters aren't there yet, but yeah, this will mean that these inserters that are maybe putting fuel into these fusion reactors will be able to check this tank to see whether or not there's enough stuff to worry about or not. I don't need that train necessarily. So what are we still waiting on? We're still waiting on, yeah, a lot of... Yeah, so we got all these things built, which is nice. Are we in a position that we can snap this off the grid and then start to have it make stuff? What are we waiting on? We're waiting on the crushing factories. Okay, give us somewhere over here is a box that I was putting things in. Because if we get that LDS running, that is one of the things that we wanted to do today. Over here, yeah, a bunch more of these crushing factories. Here's the crushing factories. And then it's landfill and a ton of beacons that I knew about. And then, because I think there's... That water pipe also needs to be water. So we're going to go and do that. This train station will call in oil, but these guys are going to be doing stuff for a while anyway. And I need to figure out... Yeah, here is where we went to, and then I need another offshore pump, which I've got one that I can queue all the way over here. Nope, that's not a thing. Let's do a better job of queuing an offshore pump. There. So I can have an offshore pump here. That should work. Not quite. Okay, fine. We're going to go this way, and then we got bots building us some more pumps. So that should get water into... It doesn't, because I just noticed that this is broken. Cool. That should get us water into this build, which as soon as we have anything fuel-like to go in here, should mean that we start to run this process as long as we get 60 steam, and then these guys will request some solid fuel, which all of these things will make if we actually power this on, and these pumps also don't have any kind of thing, so that's fine. So let's just, I mean, this is... Consumes water, no input fluid. Yeah, we're still waiting on that, which is fine. All of these things we still need to... Yeah, I'm still not exactly sure. I think rather than the solid fuel running this way, I think we actually want to convert these ones to run back the other way. But I also don't think we're going to worry about that at all yet. I think we're going to have... Did I put in the train at the other red chips? Yes, and then is this... Does not have... So I need to bring fluid wagons as well. Okay, cool. So what are the things I need to go back to the core to get this time? Yeah, basic inserters. And then... Where's this train? This train should join me over here. Okay. I guess we're going back to see the train. This... Oh, there's a second water pipe. Yeah, I should do second water pipe as well. After we figure out how... Like, I don't think I need second water pipe, but second water pipe just struck me as a thing that would be good to be doing. You know, similar to redundant power connections over there. Okay. Normal inserters. I've got enough logistics bots. Then we can start to pack in some of these trains. Should you not be able to turn around? Because you can only turn down because of how weird this train station setup is. And because this can only turn down, I either need... Yeah, actually, even the grid won't continue. We actually need to finish... We can finish building the grid, can't we? Is that where the landfill is going? Okay, that's where the landfill is going. That's why that doesn't work. These beacons aren't working yet, but it's fine. All of this stuff is still just waiting for these engines to turn on, which is fine. And then why don't we have... Because these requests aren't set yet. Okay, fine. That is an acceptable outcome. Okay. This guy's on manual, which means I can reverse it up. And then get back to a point where we can, in fact, go to the core, so let's do that. Because we also need to have all of these things connect. Where's... Yeah, sure. Do we just do this lazy thing? Sure. We have just done that lazy thing. Yeah, we also need to go back to the Kovarex in the main and... Did you get enough? Was it that one? It was this one. You got 80 steam, and that in fact wasn't enough. So we kind of need to just like also get any kind of fuel source and fuel that to kick off this loop. But actually it kind of doesn't matter before we've got something to do with all of that light oil. But yeah, need to go back and move the exotic Kovarex around so that all three of those loops are running, which is fine. A lot of backwards and forwards this episode, which is not overly surprising. Also fluid wagons. Normal inserters, something burnable, fluid wagons. Oh, the thing I did want to check is how are we doing on... Where are my labs? Here are my labs. How are we doing on the yellow? We're getting close to having 2,000 yellow cubes, which is great, because I think that means we just kick this off now. Like, we've got to get... I don't think we have 3,000 yet. We do have a 20% productivity bonus, and we do also have all of the yellow cubes in the requester chests, but I want to see how far through this we get, because getting additional beacon support actually wasn't the plan of how I would get the beacon capacity I needed for the new builds. The plan was going to be somewhere over here. So this is an LDS one that already has swapped the vanilla beacons for regular beacons because I was already hitting beacon issues. Somewhere over here there's... Is this a... Yeah. This is one with a bunch of tier 3 modules down the middle of this LDS build, and the plan was just to... I should have copy and pasted the other ones. Yeah. Delete all of those mod beacons over there and put back... Where is the other LDS build? Yeah. Do it with regular beacons instead, which is going to reduce... is absolutely going to reduce the amount of LDS that this station will make. But also I kind of don't care, because we're going to turn on the new big one soon anyway. Normal inserters. More landfill? Really? Oh, I kept all the landfill. I had the landfill that we needed. Cool. Yeah, more landfill. Some kind of burnable fuel? Do I not have... Should I not have a box with crystals in it somewhere? Let's just get, like... We'll start this with... Because it's fancy and mod, I'm pretty sure I've got a bunch of these crystals floating around, so we can just get... That was a buffer chest rather than a thing, never mind. Hey, we actually got the I want more beacons thing, so now we can just go and put all of those beacons in. That was not what I was expecting. Okay, what do we even research now then? I mean, I guess let's go towards the steel. I might even have enough exotic science for that as well. 7, 16, yeah, plus the stuff that's already in the chest. I might get more text than I planned on. Are you not having... Yeah, you're getting stuff delivered, it's fine. So we've got to go down here and kick these around again. Give me this stuff, put this in here, and that should be enough. Yeah, so this has already got another 7 to work through and convert, and we put those 7 in here. That will take this one up to 13, you know, slowly over time. These guys are going to go around in a circle. We're going to get more stuff. It's fine. Are we close to... Maybe we're close to having even more of those, which is a fun thing we'll set up next time. Where's my... I just wanted some burnable fuel. Do I have... Yeah, I think we have space for this as well. Which is also... I still have those things. Do these. I want 3 more silos. So we're just going to handcraft 3 silos, because of course we are. Do we have prod mods? I want the prod mods. I kind of want some more prod mods. I should have prod mods. I should have a bunch of prod mods over here. And then beacons we still need. Speed mods we still need. Yeah, that's enough of those. I think that's everything I needed to do here. I think we... What else were the things I've forgotten? Burnable fuel, more speed modules. Yeah, and so I think a bunch of these speed modules in here are also just waiting for speed module 2s that we haven't upgraded yet. Did I get the fluid wagons? I did get fluid wagons. Okay, good. So now we can do some stuff to set up some trains. I don't know if this is a long episode or not, but it already feels like a long episode. Maybe because the total new stuff of things we've built thus far have been these 2 centrifuges here. And everything else has just been managing bots to get all the things we needed in the grids we needed to build. I want to turn some of these things on as well. This guy's still just... This assembler's still working. This disabled, but this one is disabled because I'm not, yeah, I'm using the prod 3s for other stuff, so I'm not upgrading those while I need more prod 3s for, like, builds and stuff. But this will absolutely continue. Yeah, we got a lot of power grid. Is fine. Yeah, all of this is just pretty good. This station. Oh yeah, I realized afterwards there was an issue here that meant that these chests were kind of filling badly, but that's also fine. And this spaghetti mess we will continue to ignore. Well, the other thing that I did need to do, I need to get satellites out here as well, and I think we're going to make satellites in the main station and put them on a train and bring a train of satellites out here, which is pretty hilarious. I like that a lot. Have all these beacons... Yeah, all these beacons have also just added to the grid immediately, and we also had a lot of beacons free, which I think means... where's my red chips? I would like... I mean, these are a different logistics network. I don't actually have either the bots or the beacons in this logistics network, because this is one of the little robo grids we snapped off. So I'm gonna have to go there and do that myself, but also this gives me inserter bottleneck issues with these combinations of long-handed things, so we're gonna have to do that differently. The RCUs and blue chips are still just... I mean, these guys are just fine. Don't need to worry about those at all. Do I need to be... Are all of these running? Because I can also now, with the number of beacons I have, just slap these in, and these are in the main grid, and so I should be able to build those if I actually had radar coverage. Never mind, I'm probably going to need to boost cracking as... Maybe a boost cracking? That's hitting 8 either way, isn't it? It's fine. Yeah, maybe a boost cracking. I'm actually going to be using this light oil for other stuff, maybe, so maybe not. But yeah, let's work on getting the rest of this build done. Which, are we up to the stage of snapping things off the grid? I think we might actually be. I mean, are we getting copper out yet is the question. I just wanted to call that. Because if we're getting copper out... Oh, I needed to, yeah, let's do... I didn't actually bring any request chests with me, but bots should have provider chests, right? Oh, it's a buffer chest. Bots should definitely have provider chests. They can put a provider chest here, into which will be in the main grid, even when I break them, which I can give the landfill. Let's go and just build the rest of the stuff. Make sure that all of these are working. Yeah, like this one. These... I also don't have offshore pumps, so whatever. Yeah, those have been delivered from the main grid. Some of the stuff is working. These guys are out of fuel, which is also an issue. Yeah, so I think we've got protium. Okay, we've got protium here. We've got copper. So... yeah, we'll just have, like, Spidertron awkwardly straddle the star engine. Where is my copper going? My copper should be going in here. And it should be going in there, and then we should be able to... Yeah, so we are at the point where we can snap this off the main grid. So we break... yeah, okay, so we just pulled... Yeah, because we started providing the copper while we were still on the main grid, we still just pulled all of the Logibots from the main grid into the red chips build, but that's kind of fine because we had more Logibots to give to some grid anyway, and so this grid just has... It's starting with... I'm going to get rid of these ones as well. It's starting with 200 Logibots instead of not having any, but we still need to give it more. This thing is... Yeah, I did want to check that these guys are still waiting for source items. Yeah, I want to check that those are actually set to the right materials. These things here are A, broken, B kind of don't matter. Over here, did we get... Oh yeah, we should give this burnable fuel source to this boiler to at least kick off that process. But as soon as I put... Yeah, I need to now we are definitely into the place of needing to break all of the logistics networks, because otherwise, all the logistics bots... I mean, even getting all, at this point, even getting all the logistics bots trapped in the same place is kind of fine. Were these all supposed to be the same network? I don't think they were supposed to be the same network. I think we're supposed to pull all of these things off, and then all of those guys... Oh yeah, we do... Yeah, this is the rocket fuel thing that we've not actually set up yet, even though the rocket fuel thing was the thing we were short of. And probably the thing I should have got done first. Is this facing the right way? That one's facing the right way. Because we want to give this fluid wagons... I've also, interestingly enough, only put one... I guess the only place rocket fuel goes is the silo, which is going to be close, so that's fine. But this wants to be a light oil request from the west grid. And yeah, so that's all set up, and now this train can be... have light oil west to please light oil west. Full to empty that way round, and then the request is that one missed, didn't it? Have full, request empty, yeah, and then time passed here because we've got fuel here, or should have fuel here, and then we still need to snap all these things. We actually need to... This doesn't have roboports either. Yeah, okay, fine. We are going to... Actually, don't these grenades... They don't even... They only do partial damage to buildings, which is nice. Okay, so... Actually, do I have... I don't have the normal roboports I need to be able to put these in. Cool. Okay. That's going to be kind of annoying. Yeah. Where are the rest of these roboports we need to break? Because we're going to snap all of this off the grid. And then a bunch of guys should complain about it. Is that all of it? Okay, so the LDS is now its own self-contained thing, which is good. These two need to go, and then I think these two also need to go. So let's go and not do that yet. Let's actually get the LDS running. All these guys can complain. This chest here is no longer in a helpful place because it's not going to be on any of the grids. But at least getting some of... How many bots do you have? You've also got construction bots stuck in there as well. Cool, cool, good job. Yeah, things I was supposed to be doing differently. Have a lot of logistic bots though. And then we're just going to... Yeah, this is more about taking the construction bots out than putting logistics bots in, but you're also going to need a lot of logistics bots. I've given you 220 logistics bots. You can have more than that, it's fine. So yeah, these stations requesting LDS. This is also where we need to put... I also need the long head inserters here. This trick here means that this roboport... Yeah, the main ribbon roboport network reaches all of the bottom chests, and then the top LDS roboport network reaches all these higher level chests. And then here we are... I also had a different fuel in here, didn't I? I kicked all of the... I kicked them all off with the 233 rods because I had those sitting around. Actually, no, it's just 20. And yeah, then... So these things will hop whatever we need into the rest of the grid. This one wants to be empty. These two are limited, and so these inserters are going to jump kind of the small volume products we want between the grids in a way that means we can still sever all of the roboport networks and still get everything we want. So what do we want here? We want... This wants to be a ceramics request station. Ceramic composites, that is. So where is... Please composites, yeah. that's the name of your train station. You've got 3 trains. I did actually want another train here as well. This one wants to be a fiberglass request station, but I don't think I have a fiberglass request station yet. So we can... how have I spelt... I mean F, right? Have fiberglass. That's... What did I not even name that other station properly? Am I standing on the tracks? I'm not standing on the tracks, because a train is going to turn up. What even did I call this station? I didn't call this anything. Cool. And now I've got 2 stations, both called have fiberglass, only distinguished by the icon, because the plastic supported fiberglass also has that station name. Okay, so this one, have composites, have fiberglass. This one wants to be... That was a request, wasn't it? Train station, please composites. Train station, please fiberglass. Yeah. So now we gotta define some more trains. We've got these trains, which are going to be pretty good at stuff, and we can do this kind of thing to block all the other trains through this area, so we can set things up and not get hit, which I think is going to be important. Yeah, you guys can have a full stack each, is fine, and then this wants to be... Have I... Haha, cool, good job. Let's just swap the directions of these trains, and these ones also need their superchargers and stuff like that, so... diesel train turbocharger. And then... Where are... Oh, I did this the wrong way around. I got way more nuclear reactors than I needed. Like, way more nuclear reactors than I needed. And not enough of the actual turbochargers. Cool. This wants to go from having fiberglass to wanting fiberglass. Full to empty, and then... Having fiberglass also definitely has a fueling station, so we can do that kind of business. This one then wants, yeah, the other 3 turbochargers, because I did not bring the right combination of stuff. I've still got all the... Yeah, okay, whatever. Yep, you guys can both just get on with your stuff. And I did want another train of these composites as well, because I've currently got 3 composites trains. I really want 4 composites trains, but because of that, you guys can actually go in here, and you guys can go in here, and then I still need to bring these things. Actually, do I? I don't need to bring those things. We can pretend to build them in the other grid, and then I can just grab them. And then, when the fiberglass arrives, we should have a new method of building a lot of LDS, which isn't the thing we needed. We needed rocket fuel. But also, let's wander over here and change these 2 train stations into having LDS, which might kind of backfire, because we're actually not limiting these train stations yet, but these are also the furthest away. Yeah, these both want to be train limit 2, and we also don't have any LDS at the moment, so we could kind of trap them. Shouldn't you? We should see... Why don't I have... Oh, did I get these... I got these conditions around the wrong way. So these guys are still just gonna... Yeah, okay. Okay, so I guess the thing we do there is we just swap around... I kind of already had the filters that I want on them. And then... Yeah, so now we're getting fiberglass. This one here with the composites check, we want to change that to please composites. And that's all kind of fine. And it's probably still active because we probably don't have... Oh no. We apparently, I guess when we've got like thousands of things and these requests aren't particularly huge. Yeah, okay. So, I can grab these things and we can now start shuffling the stuff between, so that's nice. And we now have a giant LDS factory online. I wasn't expecting to have all of these beacons. I was expecting to be struggling for these beacons more and to be deleting other beacons. But we are going to check pretty quickly. Like this, the rate at which this is making LDS, because each of these completions, this recipe is actually for LDS. This entire node is just crazy. So yeah, that's kind of nice. I have one more train with which I can get back to the main base. Okay, because we need to get... Yeah, in order to get the rocket fuel going, we are going to need more... yeah, we're going to need more roboports over here, which maybe I have in the main grid, because this still... I still have some build range over here. But yeah, let's grab some of these things and figure out... We've still got the Spidertrons for build range. Whereabouts these things can go, that will let us... So I think the place I like is in between these rows of things, because roboports have kind of the same footprint as the tier 3 beacons. So that starts off being a nice place for them. And then thing is, these don't need a whole lot of stuff moved around. Like there's just like an output station, all the fluids go in, so I don't think I'm going to need a whole lot of charging stations, but we're still going to make a whole lot of charging stations, because why would we not make a whole lot of charging stations? Is this one? That one's kind of in... Oh no, that worked. Okay, so a lot of charging stations over there. I don't have... Yeah, I don't have anything else that I bounce into here. Like, the rocket fuel is just made from the light oil, and then this other setup that currently isn't working because... Did you actually... Why have you not finished products? You should have steam. Output full. I mean, I need to... Yeah, I need this one here needs to be a coal request station. Which we can actually do at this point, because we don't have the bots, and there aren't bots to move the stuff around, so the fact that we can put coal there is fine. Please coal. Enable train limit 1. Is this... This is actually... Yeah, I need to do Roboport stuff over here as well, just to disable the station. So that's cool. Okay. Request me, I don't know. How many roboports do I have? Can I have 60 roboports, please? Do you have 60 roboports for me? Let's also go grab a bunch more logistics bots, because we might need them, and I should be, yeah, just caching a pile of them. It's fine. I've still got these 3 rocket silos in my pocket that I'm not doing anything with, and I have enough to kick off the 4th one of these, but we're not going to do that yet, because I've just got other things I'd like to do instead. I have... way too many of these train nuclear reactors, and instead I wanted, yeah, a lot of trains turbochargers. So, I mean, while we're over here, let's do the other ceramics train, because we did want another ceramics train. I don't want 2 ceramics trains at this point. But, that's not even the right way, is it? We've got to build it this way. We've got to just, like, kinda block the intersection, which is fine. Doesn't make that any more inconvenient, does it? You need one of the 3 turbochargers. You will want some fuel. You will want one of these train nuclear reactors, and then I should be able to find all the way over here a schedule. That was the ceramics one. I didn't want the ceramics one. I wanted... That was why all those 3 trains there were. I didn't think there would be all those 3 trains there. I was expecting, yeah, something like this, where there just aren't that many trains over there. Okay, so they're probably all on their way to this station. Are you... We're not kicking that one off yet, because we don't have the other stuff built. Are all the trains just... Train limit... this is train limit 2. I really only want that to be train limit 1. Is this one also train limit 1? Fiberglass request, train limit 1. Composites, train limit 1. Okay, so this we're just going to have to do this the kind of the boring way of setting this up again. From requesting composites to having composites. full, not full, empty. Time passed 5 seconds because fueling. Go and do that thing. And I was blocking this guy, it's fine. Do we have... Yeah, that should probably be enough of these. Is there anything else? Robots? Oh yeah, let's get a bunch more of these things, like another 20 of those, which I should have super close by. Yeah, there's already there. There we go, we got all those. So, places to swing through. First of all, we're going to go back over here and drop the rest of these beacons in, and then be inserter bottlenecked, so that's cool. We are... Is it space science? It's not space science. It's yellow science limited. Is yellow science been fine for the last while? What's this? Copper plate? Yeah, copper plate's going way up. Stone, because I guess the fiberglass just kicked off. What's LDS doing now? Yeah, this is... My LDS production is wild now. That's pretty great, which is... You know, kind of moot because I was still blocked by rocket fuel, and then RCUs are also probably bouncing up and down because... Interesting, RCUs are not as hardcore as I was expecting. I did want to check on yellow science just to see how it was and to see whether it was either succeeding or struggling with anything, and it has ticked down a bit. Why? Is this just the neodymium thing? Is this just the rate at which I'm making yellow science now? Half these guys aren't even running. This belt is at least full. Ah, this... That didn't actually make a difference, did it? It's this one here that needs to be red. And I was already getting this through at a full rate of red, and these were already... So yeah, I mean, yellow science, things we know we need to build better anyway. So yeah, we're going to add all these beacons. Red chip's going to go slightly faster, that's nice. We're now, all these guys are going to tick into failing to work because we're not, like, it's this inserter here that is not actually getting enough stuff through. Oh well, I mean, I could fix that now, and I'm not going to. I just need more red chips globally. The RCUs, I noticed that RCU production was not quite as vast as... And maybe that's because the RCU node is full, but we're just going to slap in the rest of those beacons because we've got the capacity now. That's the thing we're going to do. Oh hey, I left a train here previously, apparently. Sure. I wonder if that's been blocking a bunch of stuff for ages. So, the RCU is going back to the base, that's nice. The thing we really wanted to do is figure out how to get the rest of this rocket fuel online. And... yeah, because this LDS is now... Like, this stuff is full. I have such LDS capacity. And I think what that means is we go and find the other LDS builds. And we're just going to keep them running. But I am going to check that they are with regular beacons instead of fancy beacons. This looks like, yeah. Because we are going to be shutting these down kind of soon. But also not using the beacon capacity when we don't need to seems better. So, yeah, a bunch of charging stations. We need to get rid of... Yeah, I should have just come over here and done this differently. Never mind. Need to get rid of... Get stuck on trees, which is great. Get rid of these two rubber ports. Don't get hit by that train, which is fine. Are we now on different networks? No, because these two. Yep. Okay, fine. That was also not unexpected. Trees are no longer a thing. Yeah, these two. Why are you not running? And you're going to the train station that you should, which is nice. So we're going to get some light oil in here, and at this point, it's still... Why are you still the same? Oh, are these ones down here? Yeah, these are overlapping. These ones actually can't exist here. That's a little bit of a shame. Because I still need to have... I mean, I guess we're going to do that through here anyway, though, aren't we? Like, this line here is actually as far as we can go, which interestingly enough means we're not fully beaconing these, because we're putting some roboports, not there, we're putting some roboports in the way instead. Yeah, and then I've got all of, yeah. Oh wait, didn't bots put me? Didn't I bring, yeah, we're just going to get rid of, we can use buffer chests for this because that's what I have in my inventory. Yeah, you guys kind of want those kind of things, because you got some stuff to build with it, sure, whatever. This should all, like, I don't even think I care about the stuff getting this to run with the diesel. I kind of want this, I do want these to run, and I want these to run. That's pretty important. And then it turns out I don't have those power poles, which is great, but we're just going to run down here and depower these power poles. Okay, fine. We are going to have bots build some power poles over here. We can do the same trick we did previously with the long-headed inserters. Give me these two back, because then bots will build both of those, and then I can control Z these two back into existence when we get them. And yeah, the way this is set up is we're receiving a pile of light oil here. This tank, yeah, these pumps will only pump in if I have a deficit of light oil, which is, I mean, is to control it versus this other build over here. So we're mostly using this build, except we're probably not. These, you guys need, first of all, are we actually off the grid? We are off the grid, good. So, have a bunch of those, 250, oh, 250 is way more bots than you guys need. Yeah, so we are pumping with priority into the rocket fuel build, and then this pump, I needed to, yeah, that's right, that's why there was a circuit condition that I wanted here that wants this to check that, say, solid fuel is less than, say, 4,000. Is that a lot? I think that's a lot. Let's have less than 1,000. So I'm only making solid fuel with the light oil recipe when I don't have enough solid fuel. And in other cases, the solid fuel that I'm making will be from basically this bit of the build here that I haven't really figured out yet, and this bit. So these requests are all done, which means we can actually turn this into a rocket fuel train station when I find it. Do I not have it? I must have a rocket fuel train station. Is it just that I can't? Yeah. Oh, we've got 2 rocket fuel train stations. Yeah, so I think, yeah, because, yeah, okay. Should we just make a new train? Is that how we shall solve this problem? I think it is. I think we just have a train here. We have 4 of these wagons here. This station we are going to use one of the, yeah, that's also, I think it was just that I couldn't spell, because I was, yeah, not going far enough. Have rocket fuel, limit of 2. This train station is going to go from have rocket fuel, which I just saw and then went past, to please rocket fuel. Full to empty. Have rocket fuel is also where we're going to put a limit here. And yeah, I do have these 5 things, which let me build the rest of this. These guys need a lot more roboport support. Where can we could just like fit 1 per wagon. Is fine. Is normal thing to see? Is this also a charging station gap? It is. Okay, then you're going to move down 1 so we can have a charging station in here. And that's my rocket fuel node. We're making rocket fuel. Are all these things... Yeah, that's still running. These guys are also still running. Yeah, we've just got more rocket fuel now. And this is not a train that was actually running. So, if we go back... I mean, I realize I've also got the rocket silos in my inventory that I was kind of hoping to get somewhere today, but we also haven't made... We are waiting on satellites. What am I waiting on satellites for? For solar panels. that was not something I was expecting to be blocked on, but it's a thing I'm fine to be blocked on, because that means we have all of the components we could possibly want, and we are actually blocked on solar panels, which is super exciting. And we've got a bit of space science left over. We're slowly getting through the gears recipe. Was this just a slow recipe? 100 seconds per cycle. Okay, whatever. I mean, we've also got beacons now, don't we? We can have beacons in here and just get more of that science done, which is nice. Yeah, I think we got enough stuff done today. I think we can definitely have another 1 or 2 builds of this Kovarex, just getting more exotic science, or more exotic matter, because more exotic matter means more modules, which means more exotic matter, but also means we don't have to use these silos at all for exotic matter for exotic science, which is still kind of okay. We're going to have enough exotic science to get through the gears, and then after that, are we just going straight into the steel? I think we're going straight into the steel. We need a lot more. Okay, fine. Never mind. But yeah, got a bunch of things done today. The LDS is fully online and is stopped because the LDS is full, which is fantastic. I can actually have 4 trains now, and I've only got 2. Like, I've got space over here for 2 more trains. So that's the thing I'll set up. We don't have the steel recipe yet, but we do have all of the iron. This is just an insane LDS build. The new rocket fuel build is also running, and this train is also full. And so yeah, so I think we're going to go and boost. We're definitely going to go and boost. Maybe we do that next time, because we kind of want to move all these silos out here anyway. Like the LDS is just here. The rocket fuel is just here. The RCUs are not there. They are over here and are also, yeah, completely full. So we need to, and yeah, just super full. So we actually need more silos at this point. And so I've built the silos. We're going to put them, I guess, over here somewhere. But we also need a train of satellites. And that will be an interesting and strange thing to do next time. But yeah, we actually got some builds running. I need to check that these guys... Do these guys have construction? They've got a couple of construction bots. It's fine. Yeah, things pretty good. Rockets going hard. Rockets going at a rate limited by solar panels. That's a nice place to be when my trains have 1 locomotive and 4 wagons.